Hi guys, welcome to the next video log. I have some things to share, but first I know the kids will be excited about a game I've been playing. It's called Metro Exodus. I'm going to go ahead and start the benchmark now. I'm currently using a monitor that's 2560 by 1440, so I'm going to run the benchmark, the extreme settings, just once, and I've already run this benchmark already and compared it to the latest graphics card that was released not too long ago, the RTX 4080 Super. So I know the kids are excited about any gaming, so I'm going to go through this demo first. This is the Metro Exodus demo. I don't think it's available on Xbox Game Pass, but it's still pretty cheap. I just bought it on sale from Steam. I paid $7.99 for the gold edition, which includes this enhanced version of the game. Better graphics, RTX, all the good stuff, DLSS. And like I said, I've compared it to the RTX 4080 Super, which has the same number of shaders as my 3080 Ti. It's not as fast as the 4080 Ti, or Super, excuse me, but it's still in the 99th percentile. So, like I said before, I don't think I'll buy a new graphics card anytime soon because I'll have to upgrade the power supply. Yeah, but I think the kids will really like this game a lot. I enjoyed it. This is the third game in the franchise. The first one was Metro 2033. The second one was Metro Last Light. And this is the demo for the Metro Exodus. As you can see, the graphics are good. The benchmark is okay, but if you really want to get an idea of the graphics, you got to download the game and play it for yourself. It's a lot of fun. It doesn't take long. I think the kids will like this a lot. Let's take a look at frame rate. Is 61.14 frames per second in the 99th percentile. If we compare that to, this is from a review of the RTX 4080 Super and Metro Exodus Enhanced, 1440p Extreme setting, 92.2 frames per second. So it's about a third faster than my graphics card, but like I said, I can't really upgrade anytime soon. What I'd like to do now is share some info about my latest build. That's not going to work. I took this video today. This is the 420 millimeter radiator and 340 millimeter fans installed, and you can see they're just massive in size, much bigger than the 120 millimeter fans that we're all used to. But this build is about 90% done. And like I said, I just have some quick comments about the processor I have installed on my computer. It's the Intel Core i9-14900K CPU. Aside from the KS model, it's the fastest desktop processor for PC enthusiasts like myself. This is the motherboard ILM for socket LGA 1700, also known as the interlocking mechanism among other names. It's actually called the independent loading mechanism. It's a mounting system for CPU sockets. This is a picture of the processor when installed on a motherboard with the ILM. And as you can expect, this puts enormous pressure on the right side of the CPU, thus creating an uneven amount of pressure resulting in varying temperatures. Some say the pressure is concave. The bottom line is this. You would think that a multi-billion-dollar company who makes some of the fastest processors in the world and designs the technology of motherboards would come up with a better solution. And this is what I think of when I see the Intel ILM. In the past year or two, there have been some alternative solutions introduced to the market. This is the CPU contact frame, where the whole ILM is removed from the motherboard and replaced with a frame that is installed over the CPU, and once screwed down creates an even amount of pressure on the processor, theoretically, resulting in better CPU temps. This is a close-up picture. I used the Thermal Grizzly contact frame and was very careful not to tighten the screws too much. Once this was in place, I installed the heatsink and pump of the all-in-one cooler over the CPU as I would normally, again being careful not to tighten the screws to the back plate too much. Just don't ever ask me to do this for your machine. Some think it's an easy task. I thought I was going to have a panic attack. And yes, you are most likely voiding your warranty on the processor when doing this. But I had nothing to worry about. Unlike the Anthony Hopkins photo, this is what we have today. There are contact frames by Thermalright and Thermal Grizzly, and I think we'll see some changes to the motherboard with the release of the next processors. And going a step further, I started looking through the BIOS, and I noticed that there's a feature on Asus ROG Republic of Gamers motherboards, I think from Z590 and on. 690, 790 definitely have it. Under the AI tweaking tab, we have an SP value. It's a silicon prediction, and it gives you an idea of how well your CPU will overclock. In this case, mine is 101 with a performance core SP of 110 and an efficiency core SP of 85. It's not great. It's pretty average. It's not a bad CPU, but it's not a good overclocker like most people would think. And this gives you an idea. This is the voltage curve for this CPU. Gives you an idea of the voltage that's necessary to reach those clock speeds. Yeah. There are 14900KS processors selling for upwards of $1,800 because these processors have a high SP value overall. It's all Intel binning their chips, and to sell the fastest processors available. I don't think it was a very good rollout with the KS models, but I think we'll continue to see this feature. I think it's in ASRock motherboards too. I'm not sure, not positive. But for Asus motherboard or ROG motherboards, I would check it out. Check your motherboard and see what your silicon prediction value is, and determine if it's a good overclocker or not. Anyways, that's all I have to share.